Go.
Namaste. We'll do the two Shant mantras, followed by Guru Vandanam, followed by our Prarthana Shatapadi. Om Sahana Bhavatu
Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad-padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Let's go to page 22. We'll chant complete Vishnu Shatapadi. Avinayam apanaya Vishnu
Avinamapanaya Vishnu
Damaya manah shamaya Vishaya mrugatrusnam
Damaya Manaha Samaya Vishaya Mrugatrishnam
Bhuta dayam vistaraya
Bhutadayam Vistaraya
Taraya samsara sagarataha
Taraya Samsara Sagarataha
Divya duni makarande
Divya Duni Makarande
Parimala paribhoga satchidanande
Parimala Paribhoga Satchidanande
Sripati padara vinde
Sripati Parivide
Bhavabhaya kedachide vande
Bhavayachide Vande
Satyapi veda pagame
Satyavi Veda Vande
Nata tavaham namama kinastvam
Natavaham Mamam Kinasvam
Samudro hi tarangaha
Samudro hi tarangaha
Vachana samudro na tarangaha
Vachana Samudro Natarangaha
Udruta naga naga bidanuja
Uddhanaga Vidanuja
Dhanuja kula mitra mitra shashi druste Druste bhavati prabhavati
Drishte Bhavati Prabhavati
Na bhavati kim bhavati raskaraha
Navati Kim Bhavati Raskaraha
Machyadi bhiravatarai
Matsyasi Bhiravatare
Avataravata sada vasudam
Avaravata Sadavasudam
Parameshwara paripalyo
Parameshwara Paripalyo
Bhavata bhavatapa bhitoham
Bhavata Bhavata
Damodara gunamandira
Damodara Gunamandira
Sundara vadanara vinda govinda
Sundara Vadanaravinda Govinda
Bhava jaladi mathana mandara
Bhavajala Matana Mandara
Paramam dharamapnayatvam me
Param Dharmapanayatvam me
Narayana karunamaya
Narayana Karunamaya
Sharanam karavani tavakau charanau
Sharanam Karvani Tavakau Charanau
Iti shatpadi madiye
Iti Shatpadi Madiye
Vadana saroje sada vasatu
Vadana Saroje Sadavastu
Vadana saroje sada vasatu
Vadana Saroje Sadavastu.
Today or tonight we are on the fourth day of the discourse, the greatest the hymn or mantra composed by Adi Shankaracharya. It has a rhythm, rhyme, it has a chronology from each line to each line and also each word to each word. It has 6 verses and 6 verses are compared to the Brahmara. And Brahmara has 6 legs. And also Vedantic point of view, it is equivalent to the 5 elements, Panchabhutas, sixth one being the mind. 5 elements gives the Prakriti, and mind is also inclusive, but it is the actor. So these 6 are the one which makes our play possible. As I mentioned, this rhythmic construction by the Adi Shankaracharya, we talked about general introduction on the very first day, and the second day we talked about the first verse, second day second, and the third day third. In that construction, what he has there given in the introduction class, we talked about Vidya, Avidya, and what are the Shastras we have. In general introduction, we talked about those Shastras. And if you look into this Vidya and Avidya, Vidya is a knowledge. In general term, it does not explain completely. Vidya means just knowledge. It includes you of everything, everything that is there. And it is there everywhere. Everything that is not there in that one, means that is whole of that knowledge. It's knowledge of chemistry, physics, it's not like that. It is the knowledge of everything. That's called Vidya. And the second one is called Avidya. Avidya is a kind of a loose term we use called ignorance or delusion. Whatever you call it, that fits only in the Vyavaharic stages, that Vidya. And that Avidya, the Avidya operates in 2 wings, just like a bird flies with the 2 wings. Avidya operates with the 2, and we talked about that is called, one is Avarana, other one is Vikshepa. These are the 2 wings of that Avidya. Now this Avidya, when it's operating under Avarana, and Tamas is the predominant one. So when we're talking about this Avidya or Vidya, we are talking about 3 gunas, which are Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. When it operates predominantly on Tamas, it is called Avarana. In order to take away Avarana, we have to have discover. The other one is called Vikshepa, projection. You project something which is not there. And that projection, we need to call, see that something that, example we have talked about is the rope versus snake. You impose the snake on the rope. And this misapprehension. To take away that, what we have to do? Research. So whatever we are doing in the entire life is only discover or research. The rest of things are already there in Vedas on that. What is that Veda thing? Recognize. So we are also recognizing the truth versus non-truth on that one. So these 3 terms, the English terms, beautifully explains what the Vedas have done, that we need to discover, research and recognize who we are, why we are here and where we are going. This is beautifully they have put the steps. Now in that process, when we talked about Vidya and Avidya, by this last 3 days of discussion, you should understand this is only pertinent to what we can talk about by the given equipment, by our mind, body, equipment. But actually we use the word Maya, and particularly Shankaracharya used Maya. That Maya is not myth. Maya is not illusion. Maya is not avidya. If we understand this one, again, in a repetition is one of the good things that we need to talk about that. Remember these 2 words, Vidya, Avidya. When you have talked about the Vidya, Avidya, I told you this is nothing to do with the Maya. Maya is an inherent force of the Brahman. And that inherent force of the Brahman is an external energy. And before we're talking about what is external, what is internal, Bahya or Antar. So if you remember that this Maya is an inherent force of that Brahman, and that in a manifestation level, we call this as Ishvara. Ishvara is a Maya. Ishvara as a control, that force as a control on the Maya. Ishvara himself is a Maya. So he operates with the Maya. The person who is under that Maya is Avidya. And that's the individual one. That is. Now also we have to understand these two terms again. Vidya, Avidya we talked about. That is our personal level. Maya is the inherent force of that one. And how do you define the Maya? There is no word on the earth, no language can explain this Maya. This is anirvachaniyam. Anirvachaniyam? Yeah.
Not explainable.
Unexplainable.
Not in language.
Yeah. So this Maya, we have to understand that. Once we understand that one, then we'll understand everything. On the very first day we talked about all this knowledge talks about Atma and Anatma. All this knowledge talks about the Brahman. So once we understand that Brahman is one and only one, it's not one God, two gods or three gods, it is only one God. On that also, we also explained that why all this Mukkoti Devatal, 3 crores gods, or some knowledge brings that not 3 crore gods, 3,000 gods. It was in the Upanishad. Some people say it is 33 gods. Some people say Trinity, 3 gods. Some people say 1 God. Shankaracharya has brought into this one, Ekam Sat Vipraha Bahuda Vadante. That one is the only one. There is only God. It's not 1 God, 2 God. There is only God. That Brahman is, how do you explain that one? We can only take our knowledge to or indicate or direct our mind up to that one. And behind that one, it is called Anirvachaniyam. And also it is Nirguna, no qualities. And Nirakara, no shape. Nirvishesha, no attributes. And that's Brahman. Now we come to this Maya. So now Brahman alone was there, he got bored. He got bored. Everything is the same thing, same food, everything. My wife cooks the same food, Papu. I get bored. Padma, do you have any other thing today, So you need diversity, some kind of change. So one day, he just wanted to become many. That one alone, the Brahman, wants to become many. He looked at himself. The breathless one in Nasadiya Suktam, in Rigveda, the breathless one breathed. It's a beautiful explanation. Breathless one breathed. And then does he know, or he may not be known? He only knows. And there's a lot of misinterpretation by the Maxwell and all those people, or probably he may not know. Who else knows? So that Nasadiya Suktam definitely tells you that Brahman, breathless one breathed, and when he breathed, that outgoing breath makes the vibrations. The vibrations makes the sound. That very first sound is called Omkara. And Gayatri Mantra is a construction, it's a language, the vehicle. From the Omkara, from the vibration, that Om has become this Gayatri. Gayatri is, it's a prana, it's a life force, it's a spirit. And that has become many, many manifestations, and that we call Sakara, Saguna, Savishesha. So it has a shape, Nama, Rupa, everything comes from that one. So we are on that line now. One alone, the Brahman, become many, and we are talking about Ishvara. Everything is Ishvara, because in our mind it is only Ishvara on that one. Now, in this situation, they try to explain this. How do we understand that Brahman is alone, that we are many? So they explained in terms of both cosmic level and individual level. The cosmic level is Ishvara. Ishvara can manifest in any form, in anything. That's called, the what is it? Vasti and the second
Srishti.
No. No. So individual is called Vasti.
Srushti.
No, Samisti.
Samisti. Oh, the entire cosmos.
Entire cosmos. So Samisti, all kind of thing is the Samisti. And Vasti is the individual. So let us talk about all this universe, all the minds, all the individuals, all Jivarajas, all 84 lakhs of all these things put together, all minds put together is called Samisti, that's Ishvara. Then we are talking about individual one is called Vasti. So now, beauty of that one is all this Samisti is also in the individual. The individual is going to be in that Samisti also. And that's beautifully explained in the in our next stotra. We call sloka stotra on that one. So let us read that one, then we'll go, explain what it is and how we can do that. Third one, Satyapi Veda Pagame. You have that page 23. 23. In the middle. Satyapi Veda Pagame. Nada Tavaham Namama Kinastvam. Samudrohi Tarangaha. Kvachana Samudro Na Tarangaha. And the meaning of that is, O Lord, it is indeed true that there is no difference between us. Samisti and Vasti. You have to remember that. Brahman and Ishvara. Internal and external energy. And the one that we don't know, it contains both, internal and external. So Brahman, Ishvara, Samisti, Vasti. So he says, O Lord, it is indeed true, there is no difference between us. Yet I belong to you. You do not belong to me. And this one he explains Shankaracharya beautifully in the next line. The wave indeed belongs to the ocean, not the ocean to the wave at any time. And he beautifully explained that one. Now let us plug into the consciousness of that one. Because we are aware, we are talking about these things, and then let's put that Brahman as a consciousness. If the Brahman is the consciousness, it's all knowledge, that Brahman has to become many, right? When it becomes the many, then the consciousness has to be also treated as an individual consciousness, right? Consciousness is all one. Self is one. Bhagavan is one. Brahman is one. But we are seeing all the duality now, right? We are all seeing you. I'm seeing you. I'm seeing this, world, all those things. So that original consciousness, when it breathed, the breathless one breathed, looked at himself, he looked at his own shadow. That shadow is called relative consciousness. Original consciousness, relative consciousness. And a relative consciousness, if the original consciousness is only one, why so many relative consciousness? And Purusha Suktam explains that one. And that Brahman is the one, if you personify, he has a head, hands, trunk, and the legs. He has eyes and ears and all those things, right? They're all made up of Panchabhutas. So each one, that light which self shines on itself, or breathless one breathed in, himself, that light shines all these things, and this hand looks its own shadow, this loud shadow, but everything is within him. And that's called relative consciousness, and it also looks multiple. In order to understand Akasha. Akasha is infinite, right? Akasha is endless. But when it is put it in the small, the pot, it's called what? Ghatakasha. If it is in the room, it is called room, Rumakasha, or whatever you call it in Hindi. Now with this all kind of division that we created, if the walls are taken out, if the part is broken, what happens? All these conscious individual spaces becomes Ghatakasha, becomes the Mahakasha. But you cannot call the Mahakasha, in that part as this is a Mahakasha. You cannot call that one. So that's beautifully explained in that one. So there is a consciousness, universal consciousness. We are all operating. That's why the Shastras, when go on telling that one, we are Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam means why? Because we're all part of him, in that one. So in that one, so universal consciousness and relative consciousness on that. Now, all this when we are talking about is that it brings the question into that explanation is the ocean. See, ocean is vast. When you must have experienced when you go in the early in the morning sometimes, and you'll see very calm and very minimal waves. There is no sound or anything on that. But there's a diurnal variation, and particularly on the full moon, you will see big waves, small waves, and then you have seen all these cyclones and all those things. So it is a dance. It is when it has become more and more waves. When the waves becomes that one, each individual and tells you that I am the wave, my name is so and so, or I am a big wave, you are a small wave compared to that one. And also wave with all the pressure differences, temperature differences, it becomes the vapors and clouds and cyclones and big rivers and all those things. I am the river, Ganga rivers, Saraswati river, all those things, different names. All these things, everything that is playing on its surface or within is also there is a Badabagnis, inside the ocean. Deeper in the ocean also there are rivers. There is Agni. There is Agni mountains are there. There are so many things, so many Jivarasis also there inside. So there is a play going on within and outside. But everything looks very calm on that one, right? So if the waves think that this is me, my name is this and that, and they forget that I am part of the ocean. What is the essence of these waves and all these kind of things and also Samudra? What are the essence of that one? Both of them, what is the essence behind it? Water. You have water. Water is common thing like. And much more example Shankaracharya gives is that gold. Gold is one, but you have multiple ornaments on that one. What is the essence of everything is the gold, right? So with that is continue to explain this, that when that I feeling is a Brahman, I is that is called Aham. Aham is the one that is playing with many. When it becomes I am, that is Ishvara. And carefully let us remember that. I told you Brahman, Ishvara. Ishvara is the Samisti, and then you have individual, which is the Jiva. Or you can call for simple understanding is Ishvara is Paramatma and individual is Jivatma. These both are a manifestation. But the I is the one which is a Nirguna, Nirvishesha, Nirakara one is the I. That I is the one our goal. Why? That I is the one which becoming many wants to play for what? For Ananda. Because it's himself in Ananda. He wants to play his own. So when the child wants to play, he picks up all the dolls and everything, puts together and make all those things, and then once the play is over and dismantles everything, right? Like that, in this Ananda play, I becomes I am. I am is the Ishvara. Now, if it comes to the individual level, what happens in individual level? I am this, I am that. And it's me, it's mine. When my grandkids are going, I didn't realize these things. When the grandkids, Kumarji and Hansaji know, and everybody, who has grandkids, they realize that. I told you up to 3 months, when baby was there at the home, they remember everything, what they were, what they, in the past lives, and they have very purity is there. That's why the other day when the mothers are, doing a namaskara, is that they are equivalent to the pure God, Daiva qualities on that one. So what happens in that? We ask simple question. We play that one. Son, where is your nose? You try to show the nose of the mother. But we'll say, no, that's not the one. your nose is here. It's me. That starts there now. Because he is trying to show that your nose is the samisti. That is showing the mother's nose is my nose. But we try to do that, say that, no, no, this is yours. This is your nose. Oh, this doll is yours. Listen, begins. It's mine, me, mine, and all those things. And that is the problem started with all the samsara. In the samsara and all suffering, sorrows, because once you have a pravritti and nivritti, what you want to get this, and if there is an obstruction, there is a problem. And you can't get it, there is a problem. And also you want to get rid of something, overweight and all those things, it's a problem, So that starts. We do because we are born to go through that one. But that Brahman says that as long as, Bhagavad Gita repeatedly says, as long you remember me, everything is taken care of on that. So beautifully in this, stotra, he explains in 2 lines that I am alone. You are, in me, but I am not in you. All my avayas, and that's why, simple to understand is that in Purushashuktam, when they explain that one, Brahmins are born by head, Kshatriyas are born by the arms, and the abdomen and all these things is by the Vaishyas, and the legs are for Shudras. It's all samisti, together. It's only the part you are going to play, but if one day they are talking about, who is great, what is great, one does not work without the other. Okay? So this kind of thing that Shankaracharya tried to explain through the Bhashyas, having commented on the Upanishads, having commented on Bhagavad Gita, and also on the Brahma Sutras, then he was not satisfied. Then he went into the Prakarana Granthas, giving his own opinion with the practical experience, because he was born to a mother, and that's why he has come with a much more lower level to the level of the common person with these hymns and that one. And in this particular third one is now we talked about first stotra is about all Brahman, Mahavishnu we talked about. Yesterday we talked about Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi is nothing but the manifestation. Mahavishnu is the Brahman alone. And today, between the Mahavishnu and Mahalakshmi, we are talking about Tattvam Asi. You are that. The Lakshmi, all this manifestation is not different, you are that. Nasadiya Suktam is a creation, and Purusha Suktam is an explanation. It's beautifully explained on that one. Now comparing that one, the I, so if I am feeling, as long as I am identified with the body, mind, sense complex, which is the equipment given, but everything that is sustained by this one is that inside power, which is called spirit or soul or Jivatma, whatever you call. And beautifully they have said in the Chandogya Upanishad, it is explained beautifully. Narada, and what Narada is the son of the Brahman, so Brahma, not Brahman, Brahma. And Sanat Kumaras, 4 of them are Brahma sons. Now, Sanat Kumaras are the first one to born. Then later on, different creation came, Saptarishi is Narada. So Narada is well versed with all the Vedas. And so in the Chandogya Upanishad in 7th chapter, he explains beautifully all the things. And then he was a little bit of, sorry, he is still having a problem understanding complete Vidya he got from Brahma. So he goes to the Sanat Kumar and asks that, I know everything, but still I'm not feeling happy. There is something lacking. What is that I can do to make me feel good all the time? And then Sanat Kumara asked him, can you tell me what do you know? Then I'll tell you what you don't know. So he enumerates everything, all the sciences, 64 kalas and all those things, all knowledge, including chemistry, physics and psychology, what not, everything that is available, I know all this. But still I am not happy. And he says that what you know is only the drop in the ocean. It is only the peak of the mountain. You don't know what is behind. And then he teaches that one. So what you know is all objective, outside. You are knowing other than you. And you are the one that once you know, then that is what makes you, happy. Because that is your Swarupa. That is your Satchitananda. We talked about yesterday. Now, in this connection, how do you then, when Narada himself, who has this much of knowledge, who are we? We are only speck in this big universe, And not even a speck, it is a no more. In electron microscope, you see that even you cannot see it, that even less than that one we are. So now he asked, what are the ways and means? We briefly touched, we have time, right? We have briefly touched about all the different paths and ways and means with this body-mind equipment. How do we realize this knowledge? Then get away with the samsara. How can we pass over the samsara? We talked about simple things first. The simple thing is a way of day-to-day life relations. In that beautifully explained the 5 types of relations is, one is called Prabhu Bhakti. Prabhu Bhakti is the master and servant relation, which is, example is Rama and Hanuman. And the second one is called Vatsalya Bhakti, which is mother and son or daughter relationship. Example, Yashoda and Krishna. Third one is Sakya Bhakti. What is Sakya? It is a friendship. What is a perfect example? And the Krishna and Arjuna. And the fourth one is called Kanta Bhakti. Kanta Bhakti means wife. Kanta is wife, spouse relationship. What's the perfect example in that one? You could take Ishvara and Parvati. Not Ishvara, talking about Shiva and Parvati. And then other one is Krishna and Rohini, right?
Rukmini.
Sorry. Krishna and Rukmini. You can take that one. So that is. And then fifth one is the ultimate one, which is called Ananya Bhakti. What is the example, perfect example? Is Krishna and Radha. Radha is not wife, not a consort. Radha is a part of the Krishna. And Radha is the female principle and he is the male principle. And Radha is the, what you call, mathematical point, whereas Radha is a mathematical zero, whereas the Krishna is mathematical point. The zero, the point, how do you show the point? You have to put the point in the middle and zero is around that one. And that is all sunyam. Rest of things. Electron. What is the electron and proton and neutron that you have? The field of the electron is all empty, sunyam. But you have that center, which is the one, that is what it is, Ananya Bhakti. There is no difference between the, there is only one. That's the ultimate bhakti that you have. Now look at the relations. The Hanuman is like a Prabhu Bhakti, is very close and he is available, servant is available anytime at any time wanted, right? So that kind of service you will do. And then in second one is the Vatsalya Bhakti, mother. She can cuddle and everything, the babies, as long as they are up to the puberty level. After that, they hesitate to be with them. They have to be outside. They have to be separate rooms and other things on that. Sakya Bhakti, it is much more, little bit more closer on that one. How? Friends. Sometimes they can be in the room, they can sleep together in one bed, and much more closer on that one is the Kanta Bhakti, spouse. Much more freedom on that one. And then Ananya, there is no difference. There is no one bed, two beds or anything, and it's all one. It's all one. So this is the ultimate thing. That is the one pathways we talked about, right? And then we talked about 9 process of bhakti. The 9 process of bhakti is, if you easily remember that one, is Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnova, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, and Dashyam, Atmanivedanam. These are the 9 processes are there. Now, any one of them can take you. But first 3 things are very important. Sravanam. Without Sravanam, you cannot, the knowledge cannot get in. Whatever the knowledge you are getting with these 5 senses, you have to get in that one. That Sravanam is more important than that. Then when you have that Sravanam, you have to Kirtanam. You have to do that Kirtanam. Who's giving that all knowledge? Then you have to do the Kirtanam. You have to utter the glories of that. Otherwise, you don't remember. Remember Lord Krishna said, I am the memory, I am the forgetfulness in Bhagavad Gita. So you have to have a Kirtanam, Stuti, and you have to praise them, glories on that one. Third one, yes, we come to the temple and beautifully Sanjeevji yesterday, Ravan Samvara yesterday, all of them came and all Ucharana, everything is done. Go home, Ravana is still there, Rama is there, everything is there, we forget that. So, in order to not to forget that, you have to have Smaranam. Then it follows the stepwise. You have to all these steps in order to continue to be Sharanagati on that one. And ultimately, the third way of having a relationship develop is having 2 paths. Either you go on this road or you go to this road. The first road is called Marjala. The other one is called Markata. Markata is a monkey. Marjala is a cat. Giving an example is that, just to be explanation in that one, in a monkey jumps from one branch to the other branch, the kid, child has to hold the mother. Mother is Brahman individual. Samisti, Vasti. So one day the kid will be thinking, just like our youngsters, we don't know anything. We are, somebody said, our generation, I'm 65. Our generation is a limited edition, they care. Why the limited edition? Somebody said that we listen to our parents and grandparents very carefully. And whatever they said, yes, yes mom, yes dad, and everything. Now what we are doing, we are listening to our kids. Yes, my son, yes, my daughter. So we are the only edition, it's a limited edition is gone. Yeah. So that type of things when we are talking about, we have to understand that relationship is that, and another example is a father is taking 2 kids to show him a air show or Ravana Samhara. So father is holding one child here, the other child is holding him, and they're standing on the edge of one of the thing. So these 2 are, when they are standing and then enjoying the show, and there is all of a sudden a lot of excitement. What happened? The guy who was holding the dad's hand, he leaves the hand, and then he's trying to do that, it falls down. But the guy who was there in the thing is stable. He's also doing the claps, but he's not falling down. And this one is the one which is called Markata Bhakti. Always hold it. Hold on to the dad, hold on to the friendship, hold on to the anything that you have in the life. Then only there will be a kind of the marga, it will show you. The marjala is that this kitten will always lie down there, and mother of the kitten will come, hold it with the teeth, without injuring that, takes from one place to another place. That doesn't mean you are like a Thomas, but it's a total dedication, the Sharanagati. Because, yes, I do whatever that my mother is teaching me, or whatever the knowledge is there, I am absorbing it. I will just, I do my duty. So, but whenever there is a need, that cat, that mother or Brahman will take you and put you everywhere. So these are the 2 paths. So all these paths, how this Sharanagati will help you on that one. The Sharanagati is 3 types of surrender. This is important on that. Because we are talking about the Tattvamasi in this one, right? In that Sharanagati, 3 types is, one is, I am of the Lord. I am the Lord alone. I am the of the Lord alone. Means I am of Him. That means no matter what it is, whether you are sitting there, doing the job or any whatever that is there, I am of Him. So there is a duality, right? But you always remember that I am of Him. I don't forget who helped me, my mother, father, friends, or anything. So I am of Him. Duality, but you are one, right? It's like a mother and child. Child is outside, but always, whenever she's playing, she always looks at the mother. Mother is there or not. So it's always connection. She remembers. That's one kind of Sharanagati. You always have to remember that one. The second one is much more. In that second one is that it says entire universe, the conscious level. You go a little bit above the conscious level. My consciousness, that individual consciousness, Vasti, is a part of that Samasti. And you grow up on that one. So as a child you are immature, but as you're growing up, then you remember that my consciousness level is a part of that consciousness. So some realization is there. And the third one is I am the consciousness. And that is I am, like a Radha Krishna type of thing. Sharanagati should be these three major levels on that. Now, merging is, kind of thing, this kind of relations when we talked about, and particularly Prabhupada or ISKCON people, they have given this nearness to that Brahman. I think there was a joke about this one when one of the Shankaracharya visiting the Vatican. And Vatican, I don't know how many people have seen the Vatican. Yeah. In Vatican, when you go there, they're beautiful, golden, molten, all those Brahmanda type of, kind of structures. In that one, there is there's a beautiful golden diamond-studded phone. And the phone was there, and this Shankaracharya asked, so what is that one? That is it's guarded in this. Oh, this is to call the God. Oh, and why? How much it is cost? Oh, it cost. It's like a donation, right? It's $500. That you call because it's calling the heaven. So it is to call that one. It's a long distance. He's sitting there, right? Oh, that's the reason. Okay, so that's done. And the following year, he invited him. Pope came to the India, Badrinath, and there you have seen how many people saw the Badrinath? In Badrinath, it's very simple and very normal. It's just like a village, a temple type of thing. It's not aha type of kind of thing externally. So he was showing that one, and there is a small phone at the corner, and nobody is there in that one, and looks just normal on that. And then this guy Pope was telling that, there is a phone just like us. Oh, yeah, it also calls our God. Oh, how much it costs? No, it's free. Oh, it's free? Yeah, because, why it is free? Because our phone call is local. It's local. And it does not cost because your God is here. It is near. You don't need any phone call or anything. It's just here. So with that kind of thing, that kind of knowledge Vedas have given, and in that the worshipper becomes the worshipped one becomes the worshipper. And then actor only acts his costumes, but actor becomes the whatever the energetic was there on that one. And in this connection also, these philosophies are the three philosophies also explained: Dvaita, Advaita, Visishtadvaita. It's nothing but the same explanation. I am the ocean, you are the wave, you are all in me, I am not in you. And just like that, and Brahman is also. All Jivarashis, you are all in me, but I am not in you. How can I fit into that one? I am the one which is containing everything in me. That is also says that. Now, that beautifully explained is there is in Prabhupada, they explain that there is a terminology, Sayujya, Samipya, Sarupya, Savista, and the last one is called Sayujya. Sayujya is almost one and all. So this is all kind of relationship how you develop and how you do on that one. And also this relationship beautifully explained that Hanuman and Rama, when they were having a conversation after the war, and then there is 2 examples on that one. I have 5 more minutes. 2 examples. One is that when they built the bridge, all those the stones were floating, but every one has a Rama, and everyone was chanting Rama while putting that one. So everybody's in. So Rama saw that one, and he also said, hey, why can I put, So he puts the same, and then he puts on that one, but it sinks. So what's the meaning in that? So why? I also did the same thing. You also did. Why it is sinking? Because when we say Rama, when we wrote Rama, you are holding that. You are holding it. Then you drop, and then who is holding us? And that is the beautiful explanation in that one. Yeah, that's what he tells on that one. Now this all, to end with that, is that this is a Bhagavan play, which is called Leela. It's a term vast, not only just a sport, that every life is a play. And we are playing an individual play, and this is the cosmic play. It is just like a movie screen, and that Brahman is like a screen. No matter what is a violent movie, or a Sholay movie, or a very silent movie, or a blood, all those things, it will come on the screen, but the screen looks plain and clear on that one. Likewise, the drama, or even our HTCI temple during the last 3 days, all of them come and do their play, and so many chantings, other things, everything left, and today is only few people, tomorrow may not be any people. But is the temple is still there? Is the gods are still there? All those things. This is all come and play. Pravesha, Pradakshina, and Pralaya. That you enter, and you act, and you get out. This is all about the Shastras, what they have been talking about.
Thank you.